and welcome to a new series on my channel. So this time I'll be reviewing the American television series The Sopranos. Now, this is episode number 1, called The Sopranos. In the very first episode, we meet Tony Sorprano, who is our main character. And he is sort of what they call in the American mafia a capo, which is sort of middle management. And he and his gang of mafia men run a couple of businesses for their mafia boss. Through this, we obviously realise that he's got quite a successful life. He's quite important, not only in his own gang, but in the further mafia family. Another side of the life that we see is, of course, with his wife and his 2 children, and his stubborn mother, and his equally stubborn and shifty uncle, who also is involved in the mafia family. But one day, whilst doing some business, Tony suddenly has a panic attack and is rushed to hospital, and after having medical tests done and so forth, the hospital realise that there's obviously nothing actually medically wrong with him, but they say that it might be helpful for him if he discusses his problems with a psychiatrist, which he himself is completely against. He thinks it's ridiculous, because no real mafia man would ever go and talk to a psychiatrist. It's after this point where we find out that Tony is attempting to try and convince his mother to move into a basically a retirement community, because she is struggling to live by herself in the family home where Tony was brought up with his 2 sisters and his father. And with him and his wife trying to convince his mother to move to this retirement community, his uncle Junior is whispering in his sister-in-law's ear and saying, if you move out, Tony will, have more power, and he will, you won't see him. He will keep you further away from the grandchildren. You won't be able to leave there. You'll just be stuck there all the time, and everything like that. So it's very much the whole idea that he himself believes that he's doing the right thing by trying to get his mother to go into this retirement community so she can have a better life, because she's not had a very good life since her children have grown up and moved away and her husband died. After a bit of kind of persuasion from his wife, he does actually finally go to a psychiatrist, and she obviously is not aware straight away of his criminal business or what he does for a living. And after she does find out, she gets a bit nervy about the whole thing. But so does he, because he doesn't want to reveal anything, because, of course, from what you will learn later throughout the series, people in the mafia do not tell people what they do. They don't tell people anything about their lives. So he walks out and he leaves, but after a couple of days, he realises it might have been a bit hasty, and once they have firmly put in stone their guidelines of these sessions, which is of course about the patient-doctor confidentiality, not being able to go any further, also him not Tony not going to tell his therapist about any specific crimes or any particular things that the mafia have done, that they sort of accept that they can carry on these therapy sessions. And he does make it clear that he once kind of been able to talk about things in an unspecific sort of way makes certain things feel better about Tony's life. And when he goes back, people do kind of notice a difference in that in his persona. But yes, so yeah, that's the end of the first episode. And so yeah, I'm going to give this episode number 1 a rating of, I want to say 4. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.